let me ask you the ridiculous question. Since you went from being broke to being rich, although you keep spending all your money, but does money buy happiness? How has money changed sort of your
Oh man,
contentment, your happiness in life?
it's money buy happiness. No, not. I mean, to a point, yes. Once you can take care of your health, you can take care of like any immediate dangers, and you can take care of your family relatively. No, it doesn't. Like, but those things do. Like when I first came into money, one of the first things I did was retire my mom, and like that brought me tons of happiness. You know what I mean? And like, if my brother had a medical emergency and we couldn't afford it, and I made money to afford it, that'd bring tons of happiness.
Yeah.
So once you take care of those basic necessities, so we'll say make over hypothetically $1 million. No, it really doesn't. Like adding an extra zero, going from 10 million to 100 million or whatever it is, makes no difference.
So you're given that are just fearless in spending the money.
Yeah. Well, let me reframe. I guess it could for some people if you really, I don't know, you spent your whole life obsessing over cars, it probably would bring you a little bit of joy to buy a nice Lamborghini. I'm coming more from the frame of mind of an entrepreneur, someone who's really obsessed with business building. For me and a lot of my friends and the people I hang around, what brings us happiness is winning and building companies and changing the world. Like that is fun. It's a complex problem you can wake up every day, and it gives you something to obsess over and devote your life to, whereas just having money doesn't.
Well, one interesting question I have for you psychologically. So because you have become wealthy and because you give, like, part of your work is giving away a lot of money, um, do you find it hard to find people you can trust?
Good question.
Do people see you basically as a source of money as opposed to another human being?
It's weird because you would think yes, but I feel like I also know the right places to look. But yeah, if I just walked into Target and tried to make friends with 10 random people, of course. You gotta.
So you can kind of sense
Oh yeah, you
who
can
has
sense
the right thing in
so
their heart.
quickly, right?
Yeah.
It's so obvious. I don't even want to go into descriptions, but honestly, a lot of my friends are like Chandler. I played Little League with him. And Tyler, the guy, I mean, I went to school with him. Chris, he was my first subscriber. Carl was here after we got big, but whatever. He's just friends with the boys. And it is a lot of my closer friends, even like my YouTube friends, I knew before I was big. So maybe there is some merit to that. Maybe it is. I don't know. I've never really put too much thought into it. Maybe there's a reason I hang around a lot of these people I knew before I got big, because it's much easier.
And they help you keep like your radar sharp of who can and can't be trusted, because you can trust them.
Yeah.
And it's difficult when you become richer and richer and more powerful.
Well, one thing you'll also find when you get rich, not even richer, but more famous. One thing I thought is, as I climbed this like ladder of YouTube and got bigger, I thought there would be tons of people like me. People like that take like the kamikaze approach to building a business.
Yeah.
You just throw all your money in it, you throw all your time,
Yes.
you throw all your energy, you throw everything.
Yeah.
You're just like, fuck it. It's this or I'm dead.
Yeah.
And I thought there would be hundreds of me.
Yeah.
And
there isn't.
There isn't. I mean, there's like maybe one or two. And I talk to those motherfuckers every single day. I'm sick and tired of talking to them, but I love them. But it's just so interesting because like every level I got up, like I get 1 million subscribers. I'd be like, all right, where's all these guys with the 1 million subscribers that are fucking psychopaths? And then they're like,
people become like conservative as they get more,
especially as they get bigger. Yeah. And 20 million subscribers, 30. It's like every step of the way, it's like I just got more and more lonely, to be honest. So it sounds cliche, and you hear that kind of shit in movies, and you're like, oh, that's not how it works. But it is. Like there's just not many people that just want to give up everything, go all in, and obsess over making the greatest goddamn videos every single day of their life. Like they're really hard to find.
and be able to sacrifice everything for that video.
Yeah.
Like basically you put all the money right back in.
Yeah. Or the people doing it, they're on just a small scale. And if I talk to them, it's just 99.9% of the time I'm teaching them things. And it's like.
So it's lonely because there's not too many people, especially in the creative space, that are as crazy as you.
Yeah, it is 100%. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting there'd be a lot of people like me, but.
Well, I guess the guy we talked to, Elon Musk, is a bit like you in that sense.
Yeah, just
in a different domain.
Yeah, exactly.
Just willingness to put it all back in. Right,
and that's why I found right now a lot of the people I relate to don't even make YouTube videos. Like they're just like I'm veering more and more away from fellow content creators and more to just I'm just looking for those other people who just share a little bit of it, so I don't feel so fucking crazy all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like people I feel normal around, and they tend to just be doing the randomest things,
Yeah.
but loving it.
Well, I think that's really inspiring. It's like the Bukowski line, find what you love and let it kill you, is really put everything into the thing you love. And that's like the way to really create special stuff, but it's also the way to
Yeah,
like
but the
live
thing
out your
is, you,
life
you
most
have to
fully.
be careful giving this advice because they're like they're like bodybuilders who will be like, just go to the gym, be disciplined. I'm disciplined, go to gym. But I would argue for those people, it's like it's not even discipline. They just enjoy weightlifting, right? Because there are people who are jacked, but they don't make much money or run a business, right? If they were that disciplined, they would be hitting every area of their life. They just really like business. And then there's people like me who just to an extreme level love building companies, right? It's not even discipline for me. It's just in my blood. It's what I wake up. I don't think about it. I don't push myself. I don't need to watch a fucking motivational video to
Yeah.
go work. I just do it. It's programmed in me at this point. And I couldn't imagine a world where I don't wake up and do it every day. But I think that a little bit of it is genetics, and just how you're hardwired. Not that it can't be trained or taught, and not that, and obviously the friend group you're in influences these things, and over time, I think can change it. But someone's just not going to be able to flip a switch and then just start doing a kamikaze approach to building a business. Just like a lot of people try to flip a switch and start bodybuilding and then quit majority of the time. It's just not innate to them.
But I think a lot of us have the capacity to do that in some domain.
Yeah, I think if you went about it strategically, if you surrounded yourself with fellow like-minded people and, slowly over time switched it. But if you just try to like hardcore do it, you're just going to lose your mind.
Do you ever worry about your mental health? Did
Well,
you
of
take
course.
step to protect it, to like for the long run, to make sure you have the mental strength to go on?
Yes, weirdly enough, the best thing for my mental health was giving into my innate nature to work. And the most depressed I get is when I try to restrict it and like I don't work weekends or I don't work this day. What's best for me is just to work when I feel like working, and then just not work when I don't, like, and just have no constraints. Because there are just some nights where I don't want to sleep, and for whatever reason, I feel compelled to go all night. Whatever, like, just do it. Do whatever you want. Is what I tell my like working brain, and I just give into it. And I feel that's where I feel the happiest. And then it's typically like, and when I'm really in the grind mode, it'll be like 7 or 8 days, just nonstop going, and then it's like I'll realize like, oh, I need some recharge time, and then go fucking binge a season of anime. Yeah,
And listen to
but that's the thing.
your
Like
body.
people will tell you, don't work weekends, or don't
Yeah.
do this, or don't work past this, or blah blah. Give you all these constraints, but for me, and it's unconventional, I just give into it.
I think there's something really to be said for that. I try to surround myself with people that, like, when I pull an all nighter, they don't go like, you should get more sleep. There's a reason I pulled that all nighter. Like, if I'm
Yeah.
really passionate about something, they basically encourage it, because I have no problem getting sleep and getting rest. What I need in my life is people that encourage you to kind of keep going with the stuff you're passionate about.
Normal people, they don't want that life, and they probably shouldn't. It's not good for you. But yeah, if you hang around people like just whatever different people, you're gonna feel crazy, and it's gonna wear on you. Whereas if you're around similar people, it's so much easier. Like if I've started weightlifting more, and like one thing that's helped is just having jacked people around me, because they naturally just eat
Yeah.
healthier.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Like they naturally just have freaking grilled chicken and all this shit and high protein meals, and it's just like easier for me to just piggyback and be like, oh, can you just order me whatever you're getting? And they're like, oh, I got to go to the gym, and I'll be like, oh shit, I'll just join you. And it's like it's cheat codes. You know what I mean? Just surround yourself with people that you want to be, and it makes it like 70% easier, in my opinion. It's like that is the cheat code to life. And I wish, I obviously your audience is definitely a lot older, but to the older people listening, like if you are in a place of mentorship for someone younger or have influence over younger people, you should really try to drill that in their heads. Like the people they are around 100% dictates the outcome. I would not be on 120 million subscribers if I didn't find, when I was around 1 million, I had a couple of friends that were just also psychopaths. I outgrew them, but at the time it was great. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. And just all along the way, the friends that I hung out with had such a dramatic impact on where I am. Like I'd probably have 80 million less subscribers. If I wasn't so strategic about hanging out with people that I add value to and they also add value to me.
So the advice for young people would be to be very selective about the people you surround yourself with.
So selective. It's crazy. Like Chris, I he's really funny, and that's why he's great for the videos. And part of why he's so funny is he consumes copious amounts of cartoons and just funny content. And so I'll find, like, when I spend more time with Chris, I'll start just quoting these weird cartoons or shows, and like my speech will literally change just after like a week of spending more time with him. It's like that quick of an effect. Now picture that over the course of years. I mean, yeah, it has such a huge influence. Like, pluck one of their friends out and hypothetically put me in there, and there's no doubt if they're trying to become a content creator, their odds of success is 10x, right? Obviously, you can't do that, but you got to find your closest version of it.
And just be selective, yeah. But this also applies not just to younger, to older people too.
Agree, but it's even more. I like when I was a teenager, I couldn't relate to many people, and I just thought it was like a fucking freak of nature because no one was obsessed with building businesses or any of this kind of stuff. And so, like, back then, that advice would have been helpful. Maybe not that particularly, but just knowing that there are, it's not that you're a freak of nature. You just haven't found people that have the same interests.
So the task is not to feel sorry for yourself or somehow change yourself. It's more to find
people you fit in with. Yeah, I mean, assuming which you're not getting confirmation, like. Assume it's not something bad, right? Like, if your hobby is shooting things, or shooting things you shouldn't be shooting, don't find people that encourage that.
But outside of that, for sure. Actually, as an answer to what is the best advice someone ever gave you, you said, "You're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius."
100%. All along the way, people gave me so much, advice on why I shouldn't be doing it, why I'm crazy. Every step of the way, people wanted to tell me why I shouldn't be doing this and should get a life, should stop being too obsessed, everything under the book. And then once I'm successful, those same people are like, dang, you're a genius. Yeah. Wow, you really pulled that off.
Those are probably the same people that will give you advice now. You're the most successful video creator of all time. Stick to that. Anytime you want to do something new, right? They'll like pressure you not to do feastables or mobile gaming or whatever lays beyond.
Yeah,
it's funny how people don't.
Well, honestly, they're the type of people I just don't talk to anymore. Yeah, sure. I wouldn't even know what they have to say now.
So most people on the team are like, yes, and they're like, whatever the idea you got, they're with it.
No, I mean, it's weird. We actually have my team pushes back on me pretty hardcore.
Oh, they
do. Which I want. I don't want yes men, and they're like they're James, the CEO who helped me build all this. He's very adamant. Like, we're not yes men, and he trains people to really think for themselves. And even when I give them orders, to like really think, like, is this optimal? Is there context or information Jimmy could be missing that I could provide that could help him make a more updated decision? Like, I'm not God, you know what I mean? Like, I'm human and I make errors, and so don't take what I say as the Bible.
So even like in the brainstorming and so on, they can push back.
Yeah, you can see it. Like Tyler, anytime I said something, he would give me feedback and push back, which is what I want. I don't want him just to be like, yes, you're a fucking genius. Good job, Jimmy. I don't need that. I need negatives.